But he had a big heart on my DM. It was amazing, you guys. This is how my journey started. And from there, we communicated. And from there, for 3 months, we communicated until he ghosted me. But I'll talk about that. And you guys want to know about that, go back to that other video where I talk about my personal twin flame journey. It's all there. From that point, I got everything in there so you guys can hear about it. I don't want to go through it right now, okay, in this video, because the point of this video is to share with you guys what to do if you're in a karmic connection and what to do if your twin flame is in a karmic connection, okay? The song is that we're trying to get to is love the one you're with, right? Now, is that hard to do when you're in a twin flame connection? Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. When you know who your twin flame is, it's very hard to love the one you're with. But it's still something you're going to have to do because this person is still here to teach you very, very valuable lessons, okay? Now, the point of all this was to tell you guys how I started out with my journey. And I'm still laughing about it because it makes me feel good that it, you know, it's something, like I said, I can share with you guys. But not everybody will have that same exact experience, okay? Some of you guys are going to be in a situation where you're going to see your twin flame in person because you're going to go, and later on, you know, I didn't go. That was, this is, we're still talking about, we're talking about January now. I said I waited a month later, right? So December 20th, I waited a whole month until January 20th was the same day. I sat in my car and cried my eyes out, bawled my eyes out to that picture that I saw with the music playing. And I hearted his message. That was the day, January 20, 2019, was when I got my message back from my twin flame. And I just still didn't know what a twin flame was. I was just surprised that this man's, you know, was online and that he was actually communicating with me at the same time as I was online. So, but I was with my karmic partner still at that moment, as you know, and very soon after, he was very interested in getting to know me, and he was, you know, he really quickly, within a few weeks, within exactly 2 weeks, he was telling me that he wanted to marry me and that he wanted to, you know, we have kids together. You guys, it was so beautiful. I mean, it was the things that you want to hear from your twin flame. All of these things were being said in these first few weeks, less than 2 weeks. And then we continued to communicate, and then something happened and he ghosted me, you know. But that was, I know why now, because I had to go into separation. Separation is preparation. I was not ready at that moment. Why was I going to assume that I could be with my twin flame and I had a karmic partner? Okay? How am I going to be in a twin flame connection with my twin flame, celebrity twin flame, and I'm over here, I'm still with a karmic partner, we're common law married, and he's got everything tied into our bank accounts together, we got all of our stuff tied up? No, there's stuff that you have to do. You got to learn your lessons, and you still got to love them while you're with them. That's why this song came up. I was like, okay, angels, why you don't want me to sing this particular song? This is kind of like, I don't know, I didn't think it was cool at first to sing this kind of song, because I'm like, why do I want to tell them to love the one you're with? But you do need to love the one you're with. No matter what stage you are on your journey, no matter who you're with, whether it's family, friend, partner, lover, soulmate, you need to love the, ooh, angels are like, yes, honey, you need to love the one you're with. And they say, honey, love the one you're with. Okay, because we're going to go into the lyrics later on. This is going to be probably split up into several different little videos, because I know it's going to get long. But I'm just going to get this message out one way or another. And I want you guys to know that this song is very important for you on this journey, as far as in this stage that you're in, especially if you're in a karmic connection. So, like I told you guys, on January 20th and 21st is when my communication started with my twin flame. But, you know, I did not know what a twin flame was. I just knew that this man was communicating with me, and he was asking me questions about how did I like his music, and, you know, how long have I been a fan, and, you know, and then he started getting very personal. So this is what's different between a twin flame, I mean, someone who is really out there to help you understand who they are, versus a scammer. A scammer will be keeping it general with you. Very, very general. They will only, you know, give you, you know, very few very few details about something they've looked up online about whoever they are claiming to be. Okay, that's the one thing I want y'all to know, because I had actually the experience with my true twin flame, and then that was those 3 months, and then about a year later, I had experience with a scammer. Okay, so I want y'all to know this does happen, and that's why I got caught up, because I thought he was coming back into my life, because I thought he was reaching out to me again on social media, and I got caught up with a scammer the second time around. Okay, this is what happened to me. But I want that, like I said, that's all in the false twin flame experience, and I'm going to tell you guys to go look at that video if you want to know about that one. But this video is about how I ended my connection with my karmic partner, and how I understood that I could not just up and leave at the moment that I discovered that this was my true twin flame. After about a few weeks of being in this, communication with this celebrity person that I still didn't know who was my twin flame, I knew that this connection was strong because I emotionally felt him, and he was astral projecting to me every single day. Every single day he was astral projecting to me. But I didn't know why this was happening, and I definitely felt this was some freaky type stuff, okay? I was feeling, okay, this is not right. I was really freaked out. I mean, I came from a Christian background, so a lot of the stuff that was happening to me, I was freaked out about, because I was like, there's no way this can be happening. And this is some evil type stuff. But it wasn't. It was not evil. It was just a matter of learning that this was my connection with this person, because he's the other half of my soul. He's the other half of my soul in someone else's body. And so, this is why you're so connected to them. You have an energetic cord that connects you with them. And once you awaken to this, your cord is going to start glowing so brightly with the love and the light that you have for them, that it's going to always be connecting you together. You cannot sever this cord, because if you do, it's like you're trying to sever your life. You're trying to snuff out your own fire, your own life, when you do that. And you can't do that. And some people try it, but they can't. You're not supposed to sever this connection with your twin flame. Even if you choose to be in a soulmate connection, your twin flame is still going to be a part of you, because they're you are them. You're the other half of them, and they're the other half of you. And your souls are meant to come together in union at some point, whether it's this lifetime or the next. If you choose not to do it this lifetime, you're going to do it in the next lifetime, because this is the soul contract that you guys signed up for, because you guys were created at the same moment in the beginning of time. Okay, so it's a beautiful thing to discover this, and it's a beautiful thing to know who you are. And that's why you go through the process of self-discovery. That's why separation is important. That's why I went through a separation. I actually went through a real separation, because I was in communication with my true twin flame. I awakened to the fact that he was my twin flame, and then he ghosted me. I went into separation, not willingly, because I was still trying to reach out to him, and he, there was no way for me to get in contact with him anymore. So I had to eventually let that go. Spirit's like, this is what you need to do now. You need to focus on you. Okay, so you need to focus on all the things that you need to get ready for in order to be in this connection, because they showed me through that experience I was meant to be with this person. Now here's the preparation. Okay, separation is preparation. So I went into my preparation stage. Okay, and I immediately found myself feeling awkward when I was around my karmic partner. Very awkward, because now all of a sudden that I'm communicating with this person, I'm all about this person. I am just so in love with this person. The way he talks to me, the way he's gentle with me, the way he was just soothing my soul. I just felt his nature was just so calming to me. And I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. This is exactly what I want in a relationship. But yet my karmic partner and I were always kind of like going at it with each other on a daily. And I'm just like, I don't like this anymore. I need to get out of this situation. But I still wasn't brave enough to do so yet. So the whole time I was doing this texting in secret. Yes, I was texting my twin flame in secret while I was with my karmic partner. And the funny part is, I told my twin flame, he asked me, are you with someone? Are you dating someone? And I wasn't completely honest at the time. And I said, I have a roommate, because at the time, my karmic partner and I were kind of on the brink of just separating anyway. But we were kind of like roommates at that point. We're not even intimate anymore. it had been some years since we had been intimate. So, we were growing apart. And so I considered him a roommate at that point. So I wasn't really lying. I was just not telling him everything. So, he asked me about it, and he told me he wasn't in a relationship he told me he'd gotten out of one and that the person had cheated on him. So he was, looking for a new connection, but he, was really wounded from that old connection. And I could tell, he had been in a karmic connection. That person had cheated on him, and I could tell he had been hurt quite a bit in the past. And he talked to me about it in the 5D. This is what's so beautiful about this connection, is that I was starting to feel for him on a level that I could not explain. And then things started to pop up on my Instagram feed about twin flames. This is how I learned that I was a twin flame. I didn't know the word twin flame before this happened. But a couple weeks after having been in this connection with communication open between me and my twin flame, I started getting these Instagram prompts that said, twin flame this, twin flame that. I was like, what is that? I started researching twin flames. I started finding out everything I could know about twin flames, you guys. And I was like, this is a twin flame connection. And I had no clue. I didn't even know that they existed. So I'm starting to learn about it. I'm starting to research it. I'm starting to find more and more things. And spirit, that's how spirit works. That came on my feed, that popped up on my feed. And I had no clue that this is what I was experiencing, was a twin flame connection. But I started really wanting answers more so after I felt this love bubble phase, and I understood that this person was special to me, so I needed more answers, so I started researching more and more about it. And that's when I learned more about what they mean, the stages that you go through while you're in one, and a lot of these things were, like I said, for normal twin flame connections that I was finding. And it wasn't helpful to me as much, because it was helpful, but it wasn't hitting my specific connection spot on, because I was in a celebrity twin flame connection. And I'm like, how do I get involved with a celebrity? Okay, how am I supposed to work this out? He already told me that he wanted to be with me, that he really loved me and everything. But how am I supposed to work this out? No one could give me those answers. Nobody could give me these answers. And so I was stuck trying to figure all this out on my own. And so I just had to trust and have faith and hope that this was going to work out. Not only did I have that one synchronicity or sign from my karmic partner that I was meant to be with this person in the future, which was bizarre that he would know that. But, and the fact that we were actually on our way out of this relationship was, a clue too, that this wasn't meant to be. And so it wasn't serving my highest good anymore. But I started to have my spiritual awakening at this time as well. After I learned who my twin flame was, and I was communicating with him, I was falling head over heels in love with him, but we were communicating. And so that was kind of like also deterring me from really going down my spiritual path, because if I would have continued with him, just texting him back and forth and doing all the things that, we were doing at that moment, I would have never tried to awaken to who I was spiritually as a spiritual being. And I would have never started to learn what the twin flame connection really means in terms of my mission here. I would have never done any of this, and I wouldn't have this channel for you guys. So I had to go through my 5-year period of preparation to get to this point, So it was meant for me to do that. And so I'm happy that it did happen this way, because now I feel more ready now, more than I ever have been before, to be in this relationship, in this union. But I was not ready back then. And I remember I was feeling so insecure because, I was much heavier then as far as my weight. And I felt like, he wouldn't really like me because of that. A lot of the people that he had dated in the past were very thin, model thin type people. And, not even like me a lot, they didn't really, some of them might have resembled me in some ways, but a lot of the people that he had dated were totally opposite of me or different from me, And so I was kind of worried and insecure about how he could really like me. And I started to doubt that he really did like me, and that this was, maybe his way of just being social, because he didn't probably have a lot of people to talk to. And so I started to, question a lot of things, you know, early on. Like, does he really like me, or is he just saying all this because he wants some attention? You know, I really, really started to think negative thoughts about him, and I think he could tell that this was happening as well. So, you know, it automatically deterred him from wanting to keep communicating. But not only that, you know, I wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. He had just got out of a relationship where he had been cheated on, and so he needed to heal, and I needed to heal. Not only did he need to heal, but, you know, I needed to get out of my connection that I had with my karmic partner. So, did that happen right away? No, it did not. It took me a year and a half before I was able to get out of the connection with my karmic partner. A year and a half, you guys. So, here's the moral of the story. And I'm not going to go into a lot of more detail about that because, like I said, you can find all that information in the previous videos. But I stayed with my karmic partner for a while after I got into separation with my twin flame. And it was very important for me to understand what this meant to me. So I had to go through the process of learning what twin flames are, learning what the journey is all about, and what I'm supposed to do as a divine feminine. And my journey is going to be to anchor this connection in the 5D, and my twin flame's journey is to anchor it into the 3D, okay? This is what you must know. Your twin flame is not going to anchor the twin flame connection that you have with them in the 3D until you have successfully harmonized your 5D union with them in the 5D, and you're internally within yourself, you're connected and spiritually in yin and yang with your inner divine feminine and inner divine masculine internally. Okay, so you must become this whole complete being before this union ever comes into fruition in the 3D. And while you're doing your spiritual work, your twin flame is maybe not going to know and not even remember sometimes that you have this interaction. Okay, there are going to be times when they will not understand what happened. Okay, and they may not know what a twin flame is. They might have an idea about it, and maybe they have dreamed about being with someone, and maybe you felt familiar to them, and that's why when in the beginning they were drawn to you or your page or whatever happened to make you have that initial connect. You know, you're gonna know what that is specifically for you. But whatever happened for you to make you have that initial connect with them is going to be specific to your situation. So whatever connected you to them, they're not going to know exactly what it is, and it's up to you to continue to do that research if you go into a separation preparation mode and have to be apart from them, okay? So, just because you awaken to this journey, just because you found out who your twin flame is, does not mean you automatically jump into union with them. So, you should not spend a lot of time being sad in this particular stage of your life. What you have to do is to understand that there is a process that it takes in order for you to heal on this journey, that you're going to have to go through in order to be prepared for your union. And you will have to also let go of some things, a lot of things. You're going to have to let go of old belief systems, old family connections that maybe no longer serving you, old habits. If you have some habits that you need to let go of, as far as like, you know, your dieting habits or things that you know are not healthy for you, maybe you have some addictions that you need to take care of. You're going to need to heal all of these things before you can even think about coming into union with your twin flame, okay? Anything that may be hurting you at this point in your life or that may be not healthy for you, you're going to have to learn how to let it go. And that is a process that takes time. So you should not be so anxious to go right into your twin flame union, because if you tried to be in union at this point in your life, it will not work. You're not going to be able to hold those energies together because you guys are vibrating on a lower vibrational level when you first come into contact with one another. Your vibration is low and his vibration is low. And most of the time, like I gave you guys on that other chart that I did in the previous videos, you guys are going to be on a low vibrational level. And then when you start to ascend and start to come into a higher level of self-mastery and understanding who you are and healing, then your twin flame is going to do the same thing. They're going to ascend as well. It is the divine feminine's responsibility to ascend first in this connection. Always the divine feminine is ascending first, whether you're a male or a female, doesn't matter. It's the divine feminine's responsibility to anchor this connection in the spiritual plane, 5D plane, and to ascend first so that you can do that. Okay, you have to ascend, which means you have to let go of a lot of things that are not healthy for you. You have to heal past wounds, past life wounds. You have to heal all those things in order for you to ascend into a state of higher frequency. Raise your vibration. You have to be doing all those things. You have to learn what all those things mean for you, okay? Then your twin flame is going to come up and match your vibration because they're going to feel your shift because they are a part of you. Whatever you're doing on the 5D plane, they feel it in their 3D body, but they do not know exactly who you are to them or why this is happening to them or why they're even ascending themselves until later, way later in the connection, okay? This is something you need to understand. Your twin flame in the 3D does not know you're doing this work and that you're doing all these things to help better your connection. They are living their life. They may have a karmic partner, yes, but their karmic partner is teaching them life lessons that they need to learn in order to be with you. Lessons that involve knowing how to be with a person, intimate with a person. Maybe they haven't been intimate with someone before. Maybe they haven't had a good connection with their mother in the past and they need to help heal mother wounds. They could be teaching them so many different things that you don't even want to interfere with because it's something that specifically needed to be learned by them. And that's the same thing for your karmic situation. So as such as with my situation, and my karmic partner was teaching me things about life that I needed to learn. But there came a time after I learned who I was that I said, you know what, this is not serving my highest good anymore. I need to leave. Now, here's the thing you also need to know is that spirit will not allow you to leave until your lessons are learned. And what I mean by that is if you try to get out of the connection by just running, okay, out of a karmic connection because you think that you're ready for the next level in your connection, your twin flame connection, there may be lessons that you did not learn and they're going to keep coming back over and over again until you learn them. Whether it's through that karmic connection again that you might get involved with again or someone new. So if you are running from the hard work that you have to do in this journey, if you're running from that in any way, then you need to know that it's not going to allow you to progress on your twin flame journey until you learn these lessons, okay? And I learned that the hard way because, like I said, it took 1.5 years before I was able to leave my karmic connection because there were still lessons that I had not finished completing yet. The karmic cycle has to be completed, okay? The lessons have to be learned, but the karmic cycle is important to be completed because you signed up to do this before you came here. And so whatever time that takes for you is the time that it's supposed to take for you. If you're in a marriage, if you're in a karmic connection, and you're living with this person, you have your monies tied up with this person, you have kids with this person. I didn't have kids, but you know, if you have kids, that's an important factor as to when you're going to be able to break and sever off the connection if you decide to do so. When will that be? When will the perfect time be for you? Only you know, and only your spirit guides know that can help you in this process. Nobody can tell you that. Nobody can tell you through a tarot reading or whatever it is that people think they can do for you, and you're paying them so much money to tell you when you're supposed to break up with this person. No, you need to find this out on your own through your own self-connection with your guides, your spirit guides, and your higher self, okay? And Father Mama, you need to be connecting with Father Mama on a daily. And this is what will bring in that wisdom, that intuition that you need to have in order for you to know when the time is right for you to make your moves. Okay? Because what happened with me is that, you know, I went through a depression after I, you know, got ghosted, of course. But there were things that my karmic partner needed me still for. And there were things that I needed to do to complete the cycle. Okay? So it took 1.5 years, and I did that for, like, I stayed with him. And now I tried to run. This is why I said I know it won't work if you try to run before your time. I tried to run and go to where my twin flame lived in New York, and I was there, and I got a plane ticket and everything. I went there, expecting my twin flame to pick me up from the airport. And, you know, it was really crazy because we weren't communicating at this time. So I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, we had the 5D spiritual connection. So this is why I'm telling you guys, your twin flame is connected to you on a 5D level right now. Okay, for most of you guys, if you're new, especially to this journey, you are connected with your twin flame on a 5D level. You're connected to their higher self. You need to really understand this. There's two parts to this, a higher self and a 3D self. You are connecting with their higher self when you feel them and, you know, your energetic vibrations are matching. When they come to you in astral projection, it's their higher self in the 5D that's coming to you. They don't know what's going on in the 3D. I need you guys to understand that. So don't blame them for not leaving their karmic partner. Don't blame them for not reaching out to you because they don't know. Because there's still work that you need to do in order for them to get to the point where they have that inner knowing, okay? They're going to have that inner knowing. It's going to click on like a light bulb when you are ready for it to happen, not before. When you have learned your karmic cycles, when you have closed out those karmic connections, and when you are ready to move on into this union, that is when it clicks on like a light bulb in the divine masculine. Hey, it's time for me to find my other half. Reach out to this person. I've had dreams about this person. I've had, inkling that there's somebody else out there in the world for me. I'm looking for them. At this point, now that you have finished your healing process, your healing work, that's when they'll do it. They won't do it before. They will not do it before. That's why I say you have to be in your divine feminine power in order for them to, the light bulb to click on in your divine masculine. It works just like that. The sooner you end up understanding and learning your lessons and not, going back on it and not trying to leave them cycles out too soon, okay? Then when you're in your divine feminine power, you've got your finances in order, you've got your family situation in order, you've got your place that you need to be at, whatever it is that you need for you, okay? I'm not saying everybody's supposed to be in the same exact, situation when their divine masculines wake up. But it does take you being in your power, okay? Whatever that means for you. Your power is your power. You have your gifts. Your mission needs to be started, okay? A lot of things have to happen before your divine masculine wakes up with the light bulb, okay? This is not, I guarantee you guys, nobody's telling you this on social media. They're telling you to do all these other things, and they're telling you to pay money. They're telling you to get your readings and all this kind of stuff. No, you are needing to do your work. You're closing out your cycles. You're getting into your divine feminine power. You're ascending and you're becoming your highest version of yourself. Then the divine masculine's light bulb clicks on because you have done the work spiritually, and now they're ready to meet you on that spiritual plane. They meet you on the spiritual plane, and then they anchor your connection in the 3D, okay? Very, very important information for your twin flame connection, especially a celebrity twin flame connection. Because I feel like there's a misconception. I feel like you guys think that the celebrity twin flame just automatically knows who you are. No, they don't. They don't automatically know. Even my twin flame didn't automatically know that this was going to happen between me and him at that time. But once I came into my feminine power, you best believe the light bulb clicked on in him. And when I went to that meet and greet, he was aware something's going on here, okay? There was a beautiful magic in the air when I went to that concert, especially when I was in the front row or second row. I was seeing him and we were vibing and everything was just beautiful. And after that, there was some progress on my journey. And like I said, I'm waiting to tell you guys the good news, but I can't tell you just yet because sometimes you have to keep things to yourself on this journey too. Especially if you're in a situation where you have a friend or someone else who might be on the journey and you might be you cannot compare your timeline with theirs, okay? Your timeline is different from theirs. And that's why it might be difficult at times when people are, trying to get together and connect with this soul tribe. And then you see somebody come into union, or you see somebody come into communication with their twin flame, and you're just like, why hasn't it happened to me yet? What's going on? What did I do wrong? What did I do? What am I not doing right? That's not what it's about. It's just about your timeline takes what time it takes for you. Your divine timing is different for me than it is for you, okay? So be patient. Have mercy and patience with your twin flame, because they don't know who you are just yet until your work is really almost done. Then that's when they awaken and they click on like a light bulb, and you start to see their progress. That's when they start moving forward. That's when they start reaching out. Not before then, okay? You have to get out of your twin flame. You have to get out of your karmic connection at the time that you're supposed to get out of it, not sooner than that.